Look at it. This is when Flavoi and I were really debating it. It's called Rethinking the Beyond of the Real, which goes something like this. If the real is absolutely the unknown, and in Flavoi, he rewrites the real halfway through his work, but it's not the unknown, it's actually the known barrier to certain forms of knowledge and certain forms of transition. But that's not how he started. Initially, the real was what was beyond the symbolic order that marked the symbolic order as separate from something beyond it. Now, I said in Rethinking Beyond the Real, if the real is really beyond it, if you want to think of it as the noumenal world or whatever, then, and we can't know it, then we cannot re-inscribe it as a barrier. It's only if it's re-inscribed as some form of knowledge within a social symbolic order that it can function as a barrier. And therefore, Derrida's deconstruction, in a certain sense, is much more faithful to the beyond of the real, because Derrida's always saying there's something other that we can never fully grasp, and that other that we can never fully grasp, in a certain sense, keeps reality temporalized and therefore always open. And you cannot reassert that back as a knowable block or barrier. So, I argued that it was Derrida, not Lacan, who was much more faithful to this notion of the real, and that that's where you should read the Quran. And that is the beginning of my debate with Zizek. That's a long time ago now, that's 1992, Rethinking the Beyond the Real. But I turn you to that. It's about 100 pages long. It's been published as a little book in Japanese. I have a huge Japanese following. They do little books. So if none of you read Japanese, you can run out right now and order it on Amazon. But it's a long article in the Cardoso Law Review. So that's the tension. So that's why I say that I think now Flavoi initially has the real as something that's just beyond. But it's when he inserts it as a kind of barrier, if it does work, then that works against his utopianism. And it works against even another project that I believe he's trying to do, which is to talk about how material reality itself has dynamics of change within it. If that's true, then we don't just know fiction. We know something about quantum gravity, and quantum gravity is material. We know how physical laws actually change, and the universe changes as physical laws change. So I'm trying to get him to move away from having the real do that work. Now, if he wants to hold on to his Lacanianism, I suggest he go back to position one.